So I'm not even going to waste any time. We're going to get directly into this, okay? So for all of the YouTubers, the people in the comments, the ones who think they know more than what the Justice Department does, I want you guys to click the link that is in my description of this video, because we're going to do something that you all should have did. Read, okay? So we're going to go straight to the justice.gov website, and we're going to go over the extradition process, okay? And we're going to prove that Mr. Eduardo was not lying, okay? And it's one very specific portion that I want you motherfuckers who think he is lying to go straight to, okay? There's a very, very specific portion that I want you guys to go to, okay? And it's called Request for Provisional Arrest, okay? 9-15.230, straight on the Department of Justice website. Now we're going to read this, okay? Every extradition treaty to which the United States is a party requires a formal request for extradition, supported by appropriate documents. Because the time involved in preparing a formal request can be lengthy, most treaties allow for a provisional arrest of fugitives in urgent cases. So what does that mean? That means that a person can be detained prior to an extradition being thoroughly done. Why? Because it is a lengthy process. It does not take a week and a person snaps their fingers and all of a sudden somebody is extradited. No. So they allow for the detainment of this individual if they are a flight risk. Seeing that Dejanay already fled and ran from Mexico when she knows she beat that girl to death, that is a reason for a provisional arrest. Now, we're going to continue reading this, okay? Once the United States requests provisional arrest pursuant to the treaty, the fugitive may be arrested and detained, or in some countries, released on bail following the issuance of an order of arrest by the foreign authorities, i.e. Mexico. Thereafter, the United States must submit a formal request for extradition, supported by all necessary documents, duly certified, authenticated, and if necessary, translated into the language of the country where the fugitive was arrested, within a specified time from 30 days to 3 months, depending on the treaty. Okay? Failure to follow through on an extradition request, submitting the requisite documents after a provisional arrest has been made will result in the release of the fugitive, strains on diplomatic relations, and possibly liability for the prosecutor. So what does that mean? We're going to detain this person for you, but you got 30 days to 3 months to give us the documentation that we require, or we will let this person go and we will put sanctions on your ass. So anyways, I don't know why y'all don't like to read, but y'all don't like to read. So let's continue. The Criminal Divisions of International Affairs, the OIA, determines whether the facts of the case meet requirement of urgency under the terms of the applicable treaty. If they do, OIA requests provisional arrest. If not, the prosecutor assembles the documents for a formal request for extraditions. The latter method is favored when a defendant is unlikely to flee because the time pressures generated by a request for provisional arrest may result in errors that can damage the case. What does that mean? Exactly what I just said. Okay? If it is not a possibility that this person will run and hide, okay, then they're not going to implement a provisional arrest. If it is a possibility that this person is going to run and hide, and we pretty much know she already is hiding, okay, then they will implement a provisional arrest, which would make sense as to why we are not aware that this person has been detained. It can ruin the case. All it would have taken for you YouTubers to do is to Google this shit. The same thing you do every day. Get your ass on Google and read. Okay? Now we're going to continue. If a provisional arrest is necessary because the risk of flight, the prosecutor should complete the form for requesting provisional arrest and forward it, along with a copy of the charging document and arrest warrant. Now, the person who, De La Rosa, he said that he's on the case. The prosecutor, he said he already issued a warrant for her arrest. So obviously they've already have that. Now this has to go through a submission process via email. And so once that is submitted and they certify that, okay, yes, you know what I'm saying, she is a flight risk, she already hid and she ran, she left the body there, her and the rest of her friends, you know what I'm saying, it's plenty of proof that she's a flight risk, she's already in hiding. That is when the provisional arrest comes into play. Okay? So do we have an understanding about why you motherfuckers should stop getting on the internet, running your dick suckers, if you don't do the basics, which is read? This is something I just went to the Justice website and found for myself. Okay? This is something that you motherfuckers could have got on the internet and did. The same way you on the internet every day. The same way you're on Google every day. Doing no different than what the rest of us are doing. So I need for y'all to stop getting up on your platforms calling this man a liar, because he's not. I clearly just read the shit. And when it comes to a provisional arrest, they're not going to fucking tell the world that they have this person detained, because it can ruin the case. Can y'all hear? Sean Davy Way, can you hear? Neek at Night, can you hear? Can y'all hear? Is the mic on? Read. And it's the same process in reverse. Okay, when it comes to a provisional arrest, it is depending upon the treaty that the United States has in place with Mexico. And we're not going to be aware of what the specifics to that looks like. We just don't know. We are not the Secretary of State. We are not the OIA. We are not the U.S. Marshals. We do not know what type of provisions they have in place amongst each other when it comes to a provisional arrest. However, we do know that it is going to be the same process in reverse. So it does not matter if it's Mexico requesting this type of arrest from America. It's still going to be the same fucking process. Mexico still has to determine, hey, do we want this person detained prior to being able to fully submit all of this documentation, because this person is a flight risk, which we already know they are. It's still going to be the same fucking process. It doesn't matter if it's America initiating the request for a provisional arrest or if it's another country initiating the request for a provisional arrest. It's still going to be the same fucking process. Okay? You still have to prove without a fucking doubt that this person will run, that they are a flight risk, that they're not going to stay and take responsibility for the shit that they have done. Okay. And depending upon what their treaty looks like, they have 30 days to 3 months once that person is detained in order to come up with these documents. Okay. So it is not far-fetched that Mr. Eduardo was correct. They are not going to fucking tell us, okay, at all. They're not going to tell us, yeah, we have this person detained. This person, the FBI came and we detained this person. The OIA came and detained this person. The U.S. Marshals came and detained this person. And we have them in custody until Mexico can submit all the documentation that they need in order to successfully complete the extradition process. They're not going to fucking get on the news and tell us this. As you can see, they haven't confirmed or denied the shit, which should tell you what? Shut the fuck up. That's what it should tell you to do. Shut your mouth. You do not know what you're talking about. Okay? You don't know what you're talking about. The most you can do is speculate. You're treating this as if this is a case that happened in America, and it's not. It's not like she came from Mexico and came to America with 6 friends and beat somebody to death. Okay? That's not what she did. Okay? So with that being said, this is not an American case. This is a Mexican case. So what does that mean? There are certain things they cannot say. There are certain things they cannot do. They're not going to come out and tell us if they have her in custody because she's not being arrested. She's being held until the appropriate documentation is given in full. So she's not arrested. She's detained. Dummy. So for all of you motherfuckers who's on the FBI website looking shit up, the FBI is not the ones who have her ass. Dummy. The U.S. Marshals are. So what the fuck does that mean? She's not going to be in a fucking federal website database. She's not arrested. She is not an American fugitive. Dummy. She's a Mexican one. I need for y'all to get your ass off of YouTube if you aren't going to do the necessary things in order to refute whatever you're saying is inaccurate. Okay? Stop doing it. Now, what he said to me makes perfect sense. It's not a lie. She is detained. She is. She's detained. And if you believe she's not, I want you to prove that she's not. Don't just show me some motherfucking news video of somebody reading stuff off of his website trying to say that this is a red flag. Oh my God. Don't show me no shit about a situation with somebody else who is an American citizen who did some shit on American soil and who's now arrested. This is not a Snowden situation. This is not a motherfucker who the United States wants to know that we got him. This is not that type of situation. This is a case for Mexico. This is an international fucking case. They're not going to tell you shit because they can't legally. Dummy. But now what we going to see? I bet you in the next 2 to 3 weeks her motherfucking ass getting extradited. And y'all going to be sitting there looking dumb as fuck. Because you done swore up and down, left and right. You done put it on your mama, your daddy, and your granny that he lying. And he's not. When all you had to do was take your black ass to the justice.gov website and look up the process of extraditions. Because that's all I did. And guess what? I don't want no Cash App for it. I don't want no PayPal for it. And I don't want no Super Chat for it. This took me all but 2 minutes to look up and find. So if anybody's trying to take advantage of the people, it's y'all. Y'all are the ones accepting money for some shit that you can find for free. You're not putting in any legwork to go get this information. You're not taking flights to Cabos and figuring out what the fuck is going on. You're not going and talking to the maid that he said, found this girl body on the ground. You're not contacting the villa where they were at. Hell, y'all ain't even reached out to Eduardo, the one that you claim up and down, left and right is a liar. If you had all these motherfucking questions, why you didn't reach out to him? He seems to be very willing to answer any fucking questions you may have. So what is stopping you from reaching out to him? Y'all sit back in the fucking shadows watching videos like a fucking creep and want to make posts trying to talk down on somebody when you're not doing shit your damn self. You're not doing nothing. What the fuck are you doing differently from every other motherfucker who's sitting on the phone speculating? What are you doing differently? You got the money to go take a flight to North Carolina. Why are you not doing the groundwork? You got the money to go take a flight to Cabos, all the motherfucking donations and shit y'all done collected. Y'all got the money to go put the legwork in. Why you not doing it? So I need for all of y'all who don't have connections, all these invisible sources that y'all claim to have, y'all don't have none of that shit. Y'all don't know nobody in the Justice Department. If you did, you would have known this already, what it means for a provisional arrest, but none of y'all knew that. So it seems to me that you're not doing anything different from the rest, which is trying to down talk this man as if you know what the fuck is going on, and you don't. You're on the outside looking in like everybody else. You're not special. And furthermore, this shit is not about y'all. This is not about y'all. This is about Shanquella. That's who it's always been about. This is not about y'all. Y'all have turned this into a who does it first, who does it better. Oh, you lying. Oh, no, you not lying. Oh, no, this and that. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. That's one. Two, why do y'all always find a way to try to insert some ball activity? This is not about who Weibos is bigger. We don't give a fuck. This ain't about y'all. It's never been about y'all. It's always been about Shanquella. And that's the focal point that everybody needs to get back to. Period. That is the focal point that everybody needs to get back to. Shanquella. Because if you're not doing it for her, then you need to shut the fuck up and stop using her name in your titles. Stop promoting your bullshit ass products on your videos using her fucking name. Capitalizing off of this girl's death. Stop doing it. Because you're no different. If he taking advantage, then so the fuck are you. Because what the fuck different are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing differently aside from what everybody else who's watching your bitch ass is doing? What are you doing differently? Are you taking this money that you're garnering from using this girl's name on videos and putting in effort to figure out what the fuck is going on? Are you taking flights? Are you contacting the family of these people? Are you going and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in Cabo? Are you? None of y'all got flights booked for the villa? Oh my God. But you got all this motherfucking lip. So it's like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Because if we gonna get to dissecting and talking about who the fuck lying and who the fuck dying and who the fuck doing this and that, it's y'all. Every day you wake up using this girl name in your fucking video, you are lying. Period. End of discussion.